All right, so welcome to THSADA's Summer Sponsor Roundtable. Members of THSADA that are accessing this webinar are encouraged to obviously view it in its entirety and also share it with your peers around the state and the people who may have some interest in this. We will be sharing this to all of our social media platforms, on our e-news, on our Twitter, on our Facebook, on our YouTube channel for THSADA, and also through our weekly news flashes we send out to our membership. And for the benefit of our 3 sponsors that are with us today, we will also make this link available to you to share with your teams, to show what you're doing to market yourselves and to share what you're sharing with ADs around the state. Without a doubt, it's been a very trying time for ADs and for our sponsors over these last 4 or 5 months. We're all dealing with the new reality of the new normal, whatever that is. And but I think I want to really thank our sponsors as they have continued to work with our ADs around the state in trying to provide services and keep everything ready to go in the event we are able to start school on time in August and September. We are joined by 3 of our most coveted sponsors today. We have David Fisher from Hellas Construction. We have Boston Weber and Thomas Powell from Blast, and we have Sam Yeager from Musco. Leading our conversation today will be our Director of Marketing and Sponsorships, Dave Stevenson. So right now I'll go ahead and turn it over to Dave to lead the question and answer session. Dave, go ahead.
Thanks, Bob. We're going to jump right in with one of our longtime sponsors and partners, Hellas Construction. Excited to have David Fisher with us. David, we know Hellas's capabilities as far as construction, but for our membership who have your fields already in place, as Bob said, we're not sure what the fall is going to look like. What kind of disinfecting services do you have available, whether it's softball, baseball, or football or soccer, to help out athletic directors and head football coaches preparing for the fall seasons?
Well, Dave, first of all, thanks so much for having me on. I am honored to represent Hellas Construction in your summer sponsor series, and I'm a longtime Texas Athletic Director Association member myself back in a prior life when I was an AD in Texas, and it's such a great organization. So again, I'm very honored to be here. But yeah, what we're doing, you know, we've always had what we call a clean sweep process, which is a machine and a team of 3 skilled labor who comes in and they clean and groom the field. They use some tines to do some great decompaction, which helps lower the Gmax, which makes the field safer and helps reduce concussions. They run a magnet across it. You'd be surprised how many track spikes, bobby pins, helmet hardware, metal gets down on that infill, so it helps make the field safer. We do all the minor repairs of the field. And then it really helps to extend the life of the field, so the return on the investment for the client is better. And then what we offer as an added option to that process is an ozone application, which has an antimicrobial spray, which kills things like MRSA, staph, also kills COVID-19. Our sun and UV does a great job in Texas and outdoor fields, although with this current new normal, this could be something that could really help reduce the liability of the district even on an outdoor field. But where we really highly suggest this is indoors, and we have so many indoors in the state of Texas with synthetic turf inside of them, and they get no UV light, which does help kill some of these things. So we really stress it for indoors, and in this current climate, we kind of are stressing it now for your outdoor fields, just for the reduction in liability for the district.
So great, David. Coach, I want to ask you a question. If I have an indoor field and I bring you in, your team of 3 to come in and disinfect that field, how long does that process usually take?
Well, of course, some of that depends on, as we're doing the clean sweep, which is part of this, it depends on how big the structure is. You know, many of our indoors aren't full fields, but that 3-man team, that's all they do. They travel the country doing that. They have specialized equipment for that. So even on an outdoor, let's say we show up, we do your football stadium field, and then we move over and do your indoor practice facility. We're in and out of there probably in a day and a half, about a half a day on the indoor and about a day on the outdoor. Again, depending on the number of minor repairs they make, because they'll re-glue any loose seams or inlays, and then they'll really work hard to make that field look like brand new again, help extend the lifespan of it.
I love it. I love it. David, talk a little bit about Hellas Fields. How can your fields be used to facilitate education at this time?
Well, you know, again, with this current climate we're in and the new normal, we see our synthetic turf fields as like a social distancing classroom that's outdoors. It gives you plenty of room to spread out for the students. You know, any student would much rather be outdoors than indoors when the weather permits. They actually learn better outdoors because they're so much more relaxed. And so we think it can be used, you know, don't just look at it as an athletic venue, but you can have physical education out there. You can have band, you can have the ROTC, you can have palm and cheer. Even when I was an AD, our geometry class would come out many times and they would work on problems using the markings on the field and the angles and things like that. Our physics class would come out sometimes with drone things, sometimes with the egg drops, where they would use those to try to, you know, do some physics type problems. So you just kind of have to see it as another opportunity to do some social distancing, but also get students outdoors and take advantage of your resources. And we feel like that there's a perfect opportunity to do that on outdoor and indoor synthetic turf fields.
I love that. Thank you so much, David. We're going to shift from Hellas Construction, one of the just key companies who's been with us a long time and a name synonymous in the industry, with our newest sponsor and family member, Blast Athletics. Boston Weber and Blast CEO Thomas Power here with us. Thomas, welcome to the family. Welcome to the roundtable today. We look forward to hearing all about Blast Athletics during this roundtable. There's a lot of schools out there that didn't have the budget for sanitary equipment, as David spoke about, but that's obviously something that's really, really important. So for those schools, for those school districts out there who may have tighter budgets and looking for fundraising to maximize themselves in this climate, tell me all about Blast Athletics and how you can be the equation to that.
All right, Dave, thanks for having us. Blast Athletics is trying to expand into Texas, so I think this is a good partnership for us to join this family and to really expand our product throughout Texas. And it couldn't be a better time, being that COVID now is restricting a lot of traditional fundraisers. Social distancing is preventing, you know, golf tournaments and other events that teams use to raise money. So we're here to help you maximize the efforts you're already doing. Also, it's a challenge for friends and family to be going to games. You know, even if fans are allowed at games, certain high-risk demographics won't be going there, grandparents, aunts, uncles. So Blast has a way for teams to connect with their sponsors. Beg letters were done a while ago, where people mail out letters, people were send in checks. That evolved to email and social media fundraisers. Email and social media fundraisers have now evolved into Blast Athletics. So the way Blast works is we create a team app, and then teams raise money via text message and email. Then throughout the season, the teams, meaning the parents primarily, are able to post scores, videos, photos, articles, tag their son or daughter. The content they post gets sent to the people that donated an email every Tuesday. So it's a really simple way. People at the game, they pull their phone out, post a highlight video of little Johnny. That gets sent to the sponsors in a pretty email every week. Blast separates ourselves via text message reminders. A lot of our competitors are now saying that they do text messaging as well, where our reminders go out through our numbers, not the students' numbers. I don't know too many schools that want to be having their female students send out text messages asking for donations and releasing their private numbers.
Didn't last long.
So on Blast, there's 3 ways you make money. And this is really what differentiates ourselves. One-time donations, which is what most of the email fundraisers do, plus Blast allows monthly recurring donations, which teams get 90% of. And as you can see on the left, this team, which I'll show you in a little bit, has 16 monthly recurring donations coming in. And then we created a digital ad sales platform where teams keep 82% of the profits, very similar to a social media like an Instagram or a Facebook, but instead of them taking the money, the teams get the money. Fundraiser setup's real simple. Create a team app website for you. Each athlete joins just like they would on Instagram. They enter their 20 contacts. We film a quick intro video, launch the fundraiser. Super streamlined. Parents do not want to enter contacts. You know, we all know that unemployment's soaring right now, so they might not want to be asking friends and family for donations. There's a buyout feature. This is something unique to Blast where, hey, you know what? I don't want to do this. Parents can just buy out, and that'll handle their participation. 95% of those proceeds go to the team. The donation process is really simple as well. Grandma gets a text message, she clicks the link, she watches the video, chooses her granddaughter, chooses how much she wants to donate, pays with her credit card or bank, or mails in a check, and then they can write a nice little note to the person that they're sponsoring. And then throughout the season, what we were talking about before, which really separates us, is the team app. So parents can pull the phone out of the games as long as they're approved to post content. They can post scores and videos and photos. And if you're not at the game, you can follow along in real time. And then all the content that gets posted gets accumulated and sent to the sponsors in a weekly update. And as you can see, if they're tagged, it's at the very top of that update. So now people that are donating get a very focused, filtered weekly update on the kid that they care about, so they don't have to go and sift through 200 pictures or videos and try to find Sarah Smith. Our tracking is second to none. You know, we can see if they've opened the text message or email, if they've clicked the link. Each person's individualized. You can see when future reminders are going out. So our analytics are out of control. And then also we have a full payment management system. So if you are saying it costs a certain amount to play for this team and you want to fundraise to offset it, we track it individually and you can do your payments through Blast. So it's a full financial resource for teams. Now we'll go into a live demo here just so you can see what Blast looks like. So here is Las Cruces, New Mexico. Everybody says we're a California company. This team right here is new to Blast, year one with us, and they're up to $40,000 in just over 3 weeks with 16 monthly recurring donations. Super simple fundraiser. Took an hour to set up, and they're at $40,000. Their initial goal is in the $30,000 range to cover the season and cover what they missed out on from other fundraisers. So as you can see, it's a very successful fundraiser. You just click donate now, you pick the athlete you want to donate to or the entire team, and you pick the amount that you want to donate. You can choose monthly recurring donation if you want to. And then for the athletic directors, you guys don't necessarily do fundraising. You can recommend fundraising to your coaches, but a lot of them don't make those decisions. I kind of wanted to go into what we do have for you guys is complete transparency. So within your guys' school network, any team that uses Blast, you can see their withdrawals. So all the money that goes through, you guys have complete access to. And you guys can also send messages to every team that uses Blast. So since we are a team app with communication capabilities, which in 5 minutes I can't go over, but you guys as ADs now can click on here and send a message to every single team, every athlete, every parent that's on Blast. And you can monitor all messages and all fundraising activities. So Blast does a lot of stuff. We do a lot more than this, but since this is a very short demo, we will schedule a full half-hour demo with you guys if you guys are interested in learning more about how we can help your school fundraising.
That is awesome information. Thomas and Boston, I can't thank you enough for being with us. You're alongside two of the industry's top leaders, Hellas Construction and Musco Lighting. Hellas is a longtime partner with us for our annual golf tournament that we do in conjunction with our state conference, and Musco is our presenting sponsor for our certification process for Texas High School Athletic Administrators, our TAC program. With us today is Sam Yeager. Sam, welcome. Tell us about anything new that's going on in sports lighting right now that our membership needs to know about.
Well, good afternoon or good morning, Dave and Bob. Thanks for having us on, and thank you on behalf of the Musco team for allowing us to be involved with you guys. And like you said, we're longtime sponsors and supporters of THSADA. So with that question, yes, we still are, we're moving ahead of our lighting control systems. We have our Show Light and our Show Light Plus. Some of the schools and stadiums have that on now. It's kind of expanded a little bit more where the video production students are getting involved and using that and incorporating it into their classroom and their production values when they're recording the games and the bands and doing the run-ons and things like that for the different teams. And so we're continually developing that. And the Show Light Plus is, a quick synopsis of that is basically, music coordinated with the light show. Different schools or districts use different songs for like their run-ons for their team. So it's kind of a neat deal to see. It gets people very excited as far as fans and the players.
Yeah. Sam, when I think of Musco and the discussions I've had with your team, I know you're really excited about a component of your business. It's called Musco Vision. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So that's correct, Dave. Yep. So Musco's pretty techy. We have a pretty large, group of engineers and a lot of tech people that, to produce the stuff as far as our equipment and things like that for the lighting. So we had been working on a type of camera system for quite a while, and I can bring it up and share screen some of this right now with you. Takes us, it's a little delayed. So this is kind of like a real quick synopsis of or a little video, I'm sorry, on this one here. This is our actual video of it actually playing, and it kind of shows you the production value. So it's like a national broadcast, and it's all artificial intelligence that runs it. Because of the switching between the cameras.
Sam, when we're watching this and you're talking about artificial intelligence, do we not need does an athletic director not need to have somebody at the stadium as a switcher to move between those two angles?
Correct. It's completely automated. In other words, basically it's completely automated. It's all ran off-site and it's recorded. Let me bring up my PowerPoint really quick here and kind of go through it really quick. There we go. So it's our Musco Vision. It's automated broadcasting. So and it has a simulated national broadcast, which emulates the sequencing and components of the back and forth and following the plays. One camera for basically all rectangular sports. We use 2 cameras on the baseball, softball fields. It's active with our control link system. That is what we've been using for a number of years, 20 plus years. So you can schedule it in, or you can set it to have active game detection, and it'll do automatic streaming like you asked earlier, Dave. Any of the participants that want to get in and look at this or watch the game live or record it, they have the variety of ways to, or platforms to watch it, basically on the web, their mobile, Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku, and the other various. And what we've done for years with Musco lighting is we've had what we used to call a 6x6. Now we have a 9x9. Basically we've changed the wording a little bit for this Musco Vision as capture, connect, produce, distribute, and the distribution portion is getting it out to the folks that want to participate in it and watch. And like Thomas was saying, there's a lot of demographics now that aren't going to be coming to the games. So this is a great, kind of coincides with that, ironically. We have a complete solution. We provide all of the equipment on this, the cameras, the poles, the wire harnesses, the bases. We have the cabinet work and, for the on-site networking to coordinate and make it all go together. Then we automatically produce it all, and it's automatically streaming. All the controls, pan, tilt, zooms, camera switching is all automated. The viewers can watch it again across different platforms. And we also have an integrated paywall on here for it. This is basically a quick pricing and revenue for it. The rectangular sports run around $9,000 a field. Diamond baseball, softball fields are about $10,000 per field. This is what a typical person would pay that wants to watch their grandchild or nephew, niece, play a game. We have a different pass from 1 day, 3 days, 7 days to 30 days, and then a certain amount for $1.29 per game, for downloads. This is our revenue sharing. We do a 70-30 revenue. Basically, the facility owner or school district would get 70% of all the revenue brought in from these purchase passes. Musco would keep 30% just to be able to maintain and store the material on storage. This is basically a real simple diagram of how we wire it up and how it works and how it gets onto the field and back into our control, how we install our control cabinets. Here are the camera locations. We have one out in center field just off of center, and then one on the backstop. then typically off of the 50-yard lines on the rectangular fields. This is pretty much a simplified revenue that a single field can basically generate. You know, times the number of games, players, potential, you know, parents, grandparents purchasing it, and potential overall purchases per year, and then a 5-year revenue out forecast right here. So that's kind of a real quick synopsis of it all. Any questions, Dave, about that? I kind of went through it quick. I didn't want to go over the 5 minutes.
No, I think that's terrific. You know, as we talked about from the very start with David, as far as just creating a safe environment, we're not sure what things are going to look like during the 2020-2021 academic year. So David's, you know, sanitizing fields inside and out, and Blast Athletics is coming along to helping schools fundraise to maximize those dollars. And then you're coming in and then creating another revenue stream with schools that have, you know, an existing Musco lighting system, whether it's not only for football games, but also band competitions, softball, baseball, track, etc. So I think that's absolutely fabulous. Thank you all so much. Take it over, Bob.
I will do it. Thank you, Dave. Thank you to our 3 sponsors today. I will tell you that on a personal observation, this has been very valuable to me. It's also reassuring and gives a level of confidence to our THSADA members and the coaches that they work with, because you guys continue to find ways to serve us even in these unusual times. Some as in what David said and what Thomas said about doing things today that are in response to the difficulties that we face, and the things that Sam just talked about with the virtual streaming to let our folks watch our game. So it's incredible that you're providing these services. We can't thank you enough for being here today. And as we close, I'll remind everybody that this is going out to our 1,200 THSADA members and all their friends. And we will also provide a link of this to your teams also. So we'll end with putting out a couple of slides that are going to publicize your contact information. So let me pull those up.
We also get other people's information, because I think, Sam, we have a little bit of synergies, because we will push out streaming stuff to all of our clients, because we don't do streaming. Are you guys able to do that, send out information? Because, I mean, we could cross-promote you guys real easy.
Oh, yeah, we do. Obviously, this is a streaming deal here. We have not got into, you know, doing any advertising on it as of yet, but yes, it is a complete streaming and recording. So, again, like I was explaining, if someone cannot make it to that game with that Musco vision, they would be able to watch it live or later, you know, depending on what.
Yeah, that's amazing. I really like your product. So, but we're never going to go into streaming. That's not something that we want to do, because you guys are good at that hardware, all that stuff. So what we want to do is we want to say, hey, here's the game to stream it, and then everybody that's on Blast will get the link, and then they can go to click on it and purchase their pass to watch the game through your streaming on Blast. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that could easily be done for sure.
Yeah, we're not.
I do believe
that stuff way too hard for us.
Well, this stuff takes, like I said, Musco, you know, we've been around over 40 years. You know, we have a tech arm and a lot of engineers, and I mean, some of the guys are just unreal. You know, they develop this stuff, and it is mind-boggling for sure how, you know, when I first saw this, I was like the same thing like Dave said, is there someone there, you know, operating the cameras? And there's not. It's all artificial intelligence.
That's great.
Yeah, how does that work, you know?
Well, guys, I can't thank you enough for being here today. David and Hellas and Boston and Thomas with Blast Athletics, and Sam with Musco. You're fantastic sponsors and good friends of the association. So thank you. We'll probably do this again in a month or two, and we'll be sure to have you on the invitation list, and look forward to working with you guys. Thanks for being here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.